Okay, welcome back to the channel again, guys. And for this video, I want to talk to you guys about the next OMNI unit that is currently really new in Japan. The previous video was about Kalon, and this time I wanted to talk to you guys about Melord. Now let's take a look at his design. So this is a water unit, I guess, since his color is blue. And to be honest, for the design, I really like this one rather than the Kalon one. This one looks really well, and the color plays are really well made. And he looks really cool. The unit itself. The wings are really in a good position. It reminds me of Lucius. And the throne at the back kinda, well, it's not as unique as Lafiel, but it still is there. The effect. And those blue flames, really well placed. So yeah, for the design, I think I like Melord better than Kalon for this one only. And now let's take a look at his skills on all the kits that he's gonna bring to the game. So his normal hits is also the same as Kalon, I think. This one's at 10 hits, which will produce 5 BC per hit. So it's going to be 50 BC again. The cost is the same as like every other OMNI units in the game, the rare summon ones. So this one's gonna be at 48 on the cost. Now let's take a look at his leader skill. Okay, 40% boost to all parameters, pretty good, and I'm guessing that there will be enhancement for this. I'm pretty sure. And attack and defense buff depending on your HP remaining. So the maximum, I think at 100% HP, you will have a buff of attack and defense at 30%. Not bad, I guess. It's not really that high, but 30% is still good for 2 buffs. And we also already have that 40% boost to all parameters on the first one. So yeah, the whole package is really good here. Whoa, the next one is negates all status ailments. Okay, pretty good, very good. So we have all parameters, attack, defense, negate status ailments, and also the last part is a BC efficacy at 50%. So yeah, I really like this leader skill. Very much. Okay, so you have everything. Attack, survivability, and also boost to healing from recovery, more attack and defense, and immune to all status ailments, and also it will help you with the BB gauge fill rate. However, we don't really need this BB gauge fill rate recently. But still, I think the leader skill here is pretty good. It will be useful for a lot of things. Now, extra skill. BB boost when attacked. This one's at 2 to 3 BC per hit. Not bad. Also a 50% attack and defense when BB gauge is over 50%. Okay, extra skill is not bad, and the most amusing part is that he does not have any requirements on any special spheres. However, I thought it would be better if there is a special sphere for both of these guys actually, because it also means more content in the future. So okay, I don't really mind, I guess. Now let's take a look at his Brave Burst. It's gonna be a 15 hits AoE at BB modifier 370% standard ones. It will also instantly fill your BB gauge by 8 BC. Not bad. A 3 turns attack buff based on defense. The conversion rate is really good here. It's at 70%. Wow. And also BB fill when attacked for 3 turns. Okay, this one will give you 4 to 7 BC per hit. The last part here is a 3 turn OD fill rate buff at 20%. So okay, I guess it's really good. BC cost is at 25. Pretty standard, but it's still fast. Okay, now let's take a look at his Super Brave Burst. Alright, 18 hits AoE at the BB modifier 580%. Pretty standard, but it's still okay. And oh wow, wow. On his SBB, he actually have a defense buff based on attack. The conversion rate here is also 70%, so if you combine this with his Brave Burst, you will have both buffs. Kinda like Gazia, minus mitigation. But still, if you rotate between the BB and SBB, this one's gonna be really cool. This one's pretty weird, so he will have a critical buff for 3 turns at 60%, the standard ones, the maximum one I think. So okay, I don't really like criticals, but okay, I'm gonna welcome this one as well. And he will also have a critical damage up buff for 3 turns on his SBB as well. This critical damage buff is at 50%. So yeah, I think it's weird that he has a attack and defense buff and also critical hit rate and also a BB fill when attacked. Pretty weird, but I think I'm happy about it. And the Super Brave Burst, the cost is only 5? Really? That is really low. So if you combine it with the Brave Burst, it's only 30 BC to be activated. So it's almost like an instant fill every time. I think this unit is awesome. Alright, now let's take a look at his Ultimate Brave Burst. Okay, Ultimate Brave Burst is at 23 hits AoE. Also, the BB modifier is 1500% standard one. A 3 turns attack and defense buff at 300%. This is really good. And attack and defense reduction effect to the enemy for 3 turns, which will reduce the defense and attack on the enemy by minus 80%. That is really huge. And I think the chance on proccing this one is at 100%. So that will really apply to your enemies. And the next part here is pretty interesting. This one will heal 100% of the damage you take for 3 turns. So I guess this one's pretty good as well. And the next one here is a 3 turns buff on spark damage. This one will buff your spark damage by 300%. That is pretty okay, I guess. The BC cost here is at 30 BC for the UBB. So pretty good. So I think the whole package here is offense, defense, critical hit damage, attack defense reduction, a heal on his UBB. So I think this guy is a whole package. If this guy turns out to be a mitigator, that will be really awesome. But I think he's not a mitigator at all. Now let's take a look at his enhancements. The first one here will boost his leader skill. The first part only, so the 40% to all parameters by 10%. This one will cost you 10 skill points. So there you go, you will have a 50% boost to all parameters on this one. This one's pretty good. The next one here is at 30 skill points. This one will buff your SBB effect for the defense buff by 10%. So the conversion rate on the defense buff from attack will be 80%. Wow, that is really high. The next one here at 30 skill points, this one will also boost the attack buff on his BB. This one will also buff it by 10%, so it's also going to be a 80% conversion from the defense to attack. Wow, I kinda like this unit as well. Really? The next part here is not really that useful, I guess. So this one will cost you 20 SP, and this one will add the instant BB fill from his BB by 2. So it's going to be a 10 BC fill instantly. So it's not going to make any much difference. The next one here is pretty interesting. This one's at 10 skill points. This one will add an effect to his BB and SBB, and the effect here is a cure status ailments only, not an anti one. I'm guessing this one's gonna be useful for some things. The next one is at 20 skill points. This one will add the effect to his BB and SBB as well. This one will give you an attack and defense reduction debuff on the enemy for 1 turn. This one will reduce attack and defense by 20%, and it also has a 20% chance on proccing. This could be useful, but I'm not gonna take this one on this unit, I guess, unless I don't have any other option. The next one is also at 20 skill points. This one will only add an effect to his BB. So this one will either reduce or give a debuff to the enemy for either an attack or defense or both of them reduction by 50% for 1 turn. This one also has a 20% chance on proccing. So I guess it's pretty good. The next one is at 20 skill points. This one will add the same effect from the previous one. So either it will reduce the enemy's attack defense by 50%, but this one has a 30% chance on proccing. And this one will last for 1 turn as well. The next one at 30 SP. So this one will give, actually the next two ones here are really interesting. So the first 30 skill points here will give an attack buff for 3 turns at 160%. Well, not as high as Kalon, but if you take a look at the next one, which is also at 30 SP, this one will give you a defense buff for 3 turns as well at 160%. So wow, this guy's attack and defense buff is really superb. So yeah, so I guess this unit is also really good. So if I have both Kalon and Melord, I will bring them to every squad I have. So they have almost everything. As of the builds, I will not talk about them on this video. We shall just wait for this guy to come out for global, and I'm guessing it will be coming in 2 months from now. So yeah, so far for Kalon and Melord, I like them both. I really do. And for you guys playing in Japan server, good luck on getting him, and if you got them, congratulations. Enjoy both of them. And as of for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like it if you do, and you can also share this video to your friends if you want them to see what these two units do. If you're new to my channel, this is a really good time to subscribe. Just press that fun button over there and join the fun train. For now, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Whatcha?